Hey guys, it's Bonnie. Today I am here to talk about some books that I think are overhyped. Now this doesn't necessarily mean I didn't like the book, it just means that I don't think that it is worth the hype that surrounds it. So the first book I would say is more than just the book itself, but the author entirely, and that's John Green. I feel like when I came onto BookTube for the first time, when I started watching videos and then eventually making videos, John Green was like the pinnacle author. He was the one person that everyone read and hyped up. The Fault in Our Stars was everything. And don't get me wrong, I love The Fault in Our Stars. It's my favorite book by him. The rest of his books, however, I'm holding up Looking for Alaska because this book specifically just wasn't that good to me. I didn't love it. I don't even know what I rated on Goodreads. I probably gave it 4 stars. Looking back, it's probably more of a 3 if not a 2.5. It just wasn't really for me, and I don't understand all the hype around it. Sorry. The next book I have is Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. I've read 2 of Morgan Matson's other books. I've read Since You've Been Gone and The Unexpected Everything, and I did really enjoy those, and I did enjoy this book as well. But I feel like this book, out of all of her other books, is just very hyped up, and I don't understand. This book to me was just okay. There wasn't anything that special about it. I went into it with so much hype, and maybe, that kind of ruined it a little, which could be the case for all of these books. But this one in particular just didn't stand out to me. It wasn't anything amazing or iconic like people kind of make it out to be. And yeah, it's not that I didn't like it. I enjoyed it. It's just, I don't understand all the hype. The next book that I think is overhyped is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. Again, this was a book I probably gave 4 stars to, although looking back it's definitely more of a 3 stars. Again, I don't think this book was bad. It just wasn't that great. I remember there were a lot of perspectives in this book and they weren't very well distinguished from one another. The writing was kind of slow. It didn't really keep me that invested, and I have never picked up the second one, and I heard not great things about it, so I don't think I ever will even continue this series. I remember when this book first came out and everyone was talking so much about it. I thought it was just going to be this amazing book, and it just wasn't. So the last 3 books I have to talk about are kind of some big ones. Might make people a little mad, but the first one is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This book came out, 2-3 years ago? I didn't read it right when it came out, but pretty close. Everyone talked about this book like it was the best thing since sliced bread. They thought it was so twists and turns and just so many things that you'll never see coming and you'll never expect. Honestly, nothing in this book really surprised me. The foreshadowing throughout the entire thing was so obvious. I was just able to predict everything that was going to happen in this book, and so I didn't find it to be thrilling or mind-blowing or anything that people say it is. And it is filled with so many tropes from other YA dystopians and fantasy novels that it's a little insane. I gave this first book 3 stars, and I did read the sequel, which is Glass Sword. I have a review, which I will link down below if you want to check out. I gave that book 2 stars. I was not a fan. I was hoping that the series would pick up, but it didn't. I don't think I'll continue with the series just because the second book was so boring and it put me in a major reading slump and I just didn't like it. The next book I have to talk about is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Now don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of these books. I read them every year when they come out. Kel Westfall is my son, and I would take a bullet for him. However, the series as a whole is very overhyped. I don't think it's as good as people would think just by seeing how much hype surrounds these books. And especially after Queen of Shadows came out, this series has just really gone downhill from there. Looking at these later books compared to Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, they seem like completely different series. The characters feel like completely different characters, and it was just really disappointing. Call me a salty Kel Westfall fan all you want, but Sarah J. Maas did him dirty. And I know he's getting his own book. I'm gonna read it, but I still don't trust her. The main character in this book as well, Selena, just really I was just really turned off by her in the later half of the series so far. And I know I'm not alone in that, but it's still a very hyped up series, and I just don't think it deserves all the hype. And the last book is probably the number one that people are gonna be like, The Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. Oh, this series and the fans of this series. I've read the first 3 books in this series as well as half of the 4th book, and I just do not understand the hype at all. This is one of those series where I really didn't like it. I don't think it's been a long time since I've read these, but they just weren't very good. Like I said, no offense if you like it, they're just not for me. I don't see anything spectacular in Cassandra Clare's writing. I don't think I'll ever pick up one of her books. I know everyone's response to this is that, oh, The Infernal Devices is better and you should read that. But I don't want to force myself through any of these books just to read that, and I know you have to read them in a certain publication order. And I'm just good with stepping back and not bothering with Cassandra Clare and her what is this? Shadowhunters? Yeah. I'm not interested in her Shadowhunters series. I'm sorry. It's just not very good, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of fans. I know not many people watching this will agree, but there it is. So these are just some books that I think are overhyped. Like I said, don't take this as a personal vendetta against you, because it's not. Let me know what you think about these books, especially if your opinion is the same as mine, because I would love to find some people who also didn't really love these books like everyone else. But even if you do love them, you know, tell me why I'm wrong if you want. Go ahead, I don't mind. All my social media are linked down in the description if you care to follow me elsewhere. You probably don't, but it's there. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.